Do you ever sit down to do something important and somehow 2 hours later you've done absolutely nothing? Like you were there, technically, laptop open, coffee next to you, ready to log in. You even felt productive. But in reality, you watched a few videos, checked your phone 10 times, and now you're just tired. I used to think that this would mean that I am lazy, but this is not true. And there's a reason why this keeps happening to most people. Once you understand it, you can fix it. And the idea for this video comes from the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. And this idea completely changed how I work. The problem isn't that you're not working. You are. You're just never working long enough on one thing for it to actually matter. Every time you switch tasks, check a message, open a new tab, look at your phone, a part of your attention stays behind and your brain doesn't fully reset. So what happens is you spend the whole day kind of working on a lot of different things, but you're never truly focusing on anything. And by the end of the day, you're exhausted and you have nothing real to show for. That is not laziness, that is fragmentation. There are basically two types of work. On the one hand, deep work, that is focused, uninterrupted effort on something really difficult, and shallow work. That is basically everything else that feels like work, but isn't really. Deep work, for example, is writing something meaningful, learning a hard skill, or building something from scratch. Whereas shallow work is replying to messages, checking emails, scrolling for research, or reorganizing your notes for the fifth time. And the problem is that basically your entire environment is designed to keep you in shallow mode. Notifications, group chats, open tabs, constant input. You spend your whole day reacting instead of creating. And here's the key idea, that most people nowadays don't do deep work. Most people do shallow work. And once you kind of tap into that power of really going hard and really tapping into deep work, you basically per definition are standing out from others. All right, you might ask how I'm supposed to do this. What is this thing that actually gets me into deep work instead of relying on shallow work all the time? And there are a few key strategies that you can use that Cal Newport shares in his book that will boost your productivity by allowing you to deeply focus and getting into that deep state of focus. So rule number one, make time, don't find time. People that are truly great at their craft, writers, painters, musicians, whatever it is, those are people that know the power of actually blocking out time to completely dedicate to one specific task. Because most people that kind of want to work on something important are in this constant, as I said, shallow mode where they kind of try to cram in some time to work on it, or they're constantly interrupted and doing something else in between. So for example, let's say you're at work and you have to finish a presentation, or you're a student and have to write an essay or whatever it is, and you're sitting down, you start to write or work on your presentation or on your essay, you kind of plan to work the next couple of hours on it, but then you remember that you should do something else instead, that there's another task that you should finish, that your to-do list is really so long that there are millions of other things that you actually should work on right now, and you kind of hop from one task to the other, from one task to the next, etc., which means that you're kind of never truly focused for more than 10 minutes on one proper task, but switching between tasks all the time. Cal Newport writes that there's a huge mental cost that is attributed to this, because to your brain, it's not like switching just like that, but partly there's a huge mental cost that is associated with this, because your focus is something that actually depletes with every time that you switch tasks, for example. That is why multitasking is such a common myth, because you think that you're getting two things done at the same time, but in reality, you're like working like at best at 50% capacity on both tasks, but your focus will evaporate twice as fast because you're switching your focus all the time. So what Cal Newport therefore recommends is to fully dedicate fixed blocks in your day to the thing that you want to actually accomplish. For example, you have to finish a presentation, as I said, for work or writing that essay. That means when you wake up in the morning or when you enter your office, you will block 1 or 2 hours fixed with no distractions, where you are only allowed to work on that one task until it is eventually done, or until like the time is up or so, to only work on this one given task. And Cal Newport writes that people who master their craft, they know the power of completely 100% focusing your attention on one specific task. And doing this will allow you to tap into states of focus that you barely touch otherwise. And as I said, many professionals have this one rule that the only thing that they have to do in a given day is to sit down, actually do what they set out to do for 2 hours, a fixed block or so, whatever it is, and they do whatever the day throws at them next. But after a while, you get a chain of day after day after day, more focused hours, and all of this adds up. And the goal of this becomes really simple: just just don't break the chain. And after a while, just like that, basically automatically, you'll have achieved hours of deep focus. All right, rule number 2, and it is to remove distractions completely. And one big part of this problem with splitting up your focus all the time is that we live in a society where like getting interrupted is just a normal part of your life. It starts in your pocket where your phone buzzes and rings all the time and you get notifications for most ridiculous things whatsoever. You try to sit down for work and do whatever is important, but the moment you sit down you get interrupted by an Amazon notification that there's a huge discount on dog food or whatever it is, and just like that your focus is interrupted once again. You maybe, for example, work in an open office, you try to get some work done and then your coworker just walks into the room and wants to have a chat. Open offices, notifications, having to respond to emails all day long. All of these things are responsible for your focus basically evaporating each and every day. And this goes hand in hand with the rule before this one. And you want to try to remove as many distractions in your everyday life as possible to be really capable and to make it easy for you to tap into deep work. Because if you don't get distracted all the time, focusing and actually getting that attention back is easy. So a few practical ways, for example, is to mostly have your phone on silent, or at least when you want to get deep work done, put your phone on silent mode, deactivate all notifications. That is also on your computer. Close all tabs, so don't have your Slack and your email program and WhatsApp and Telegram open at the same time always. Put your phone in another room. If it's possible, close the door. If you go into an office where no one is working, maybe try to go to a coffee shop, get some huge over-ear headphones and try to get your work done there. Whatever it is that you think that you have to do to avoid distractions, you know yourself best and what your distractions in your everyday life look like. Remove distractions and you will get your attention back. And rule number 3, train your ability to focus. And one fact of life nowadays is that we're basically trained every single day to be bored immediately. The moment we have to wait for something, there's this slight voice in your head that tells you to immediately reach for your phone. Every single minute nowadays that is not filled with sleep, work or eating, we fill every spare second that we have with some form of entertainment, some form of media, and basically completely lost the ability to just be in the moment and to do one thing here without any distractions. The statistics show that the average human being has a screen time of 5 hours alone on their phone, which doesn't even include your computer, for example, which means that most people don't know any other reality than being constantly connected to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is, and killing every spare second with some form of cheap dopamine or so. And once you learn how to endure boredom and how to not feel that constant urge to grab your phone, you will eventually find out that it's so much easier to actually get your focus back, because you don't want to avoid the current moment all the time, but you actually want to stay in there and get the task done. And one simple trick that you can do is to always opt for the longer form of media to consume at the moment. That means when you kind of want to scroll through shorts at the moment, maybe watch a full YouTube video instead of that. That trains your attention span to at least concentrate for 15 minutes. Maybe as entertainment, watch a show on Netflix, for example, so that you could use to stretch your attention span to maybe 20 to 40 minutes. And once you do this, you train yourself to not fall prey to these short form content and short, cheap dopamine sources all the time, but actually train your focus, even in your free time, to focus on things for a long time, which will actually pay off in the long term, especially when you have to concentrate. You will find that it's way easier to just stay in the moment and concentrate right there. And actually, there's another idea from a book that I really love called Flow by the author, I hope I don't butcher this, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, and it describes a state where you're just so focused on something that you lose track of time. You're not distracted. You're not thinking about anything else. You're just in it. And here's the interesting part. People are the happiest in that state. Not when they're relaxing, not when they're scrolling. It's when they're fully engaged in something challenging. So deep work isn't just about productivity. It's about actually enjoying what you do and feeling like your time meant something. Right now, your attention is constantly being pulled into different directions. And most people just accept that. They stay reactive, always switching, always busy, and then they wonder why nothing changes. Deep work is just a decision to step out of that. To say, at least for the next hour, my attention is mine. That's it, and that's the difference. If you immediately want to get right into work and start getting your attention back, then maybe check out this video right here, where I made a guided 25-minute Pomodoro study with me session that you can just turn on and use it as a motivation in the background to get your work done. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one. Bye-bye.